Hi everybody, it's Deborah. I have a lot of people asking me how to create create yogurt, and I make big batches. I used to do like really small. They had little yogurt makers and they're in like little jars, and I just found it to be like such a waste because when you're eating yogurt, those little jars are just insufficient. So now I do like large batches and I do them in my InstaPot, and I call the InstaPot my IPot. And so this right here is my yogurt, and I always take a batch when I go visit someone, and everybody loves it, and then I end up convincing everybody that they also need the IPot. So this right here, I strain my yogurt for a whole day using cheesecloth, and I just strain it in the fridge, and it comes out, it's like really creamy. It has a consistency of like almost like an ice cream, and I use whole milk just because I really like the texture and the taste. But you can use any kind of non-fat milk or things like that. But you always have to keep a little bit of it out. I usually keep out like a half cup of the yogurt so that I can make my next batch. But if you don't have a yogurt to start, then what you want to do is just find a yogurt in your store that you really like, and it needs to be plain yogurt with no fillings or anything like that. So I use whole organic milk. I have tried, one time I did make I used a milk that was not organic, and I'm pretty sure, on the container it said milk, and that's the only thing that was in there. But it actually, when I tried to make the yogurt, it actually was kind of stringy, and I threw it out. It was just, they had to have done some sort of supplemental filler in there because it was not just milk. So anyway, I'm going to show you these quick, easy steps and get us started. So I'm going to put, I'm going to show you these quick, easy steps and get us started. So I'm going to put, let me get us situated. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put, and I don't measure anything, so I'm going to put like a cup of the yogurt in here into the InstaPot. And then I'm going to take my milk and I'm going to pour the milk in here. And I'm not going to pour the whole thing in yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to whisk it. And this is, I like how it gets nice and fluffy. I don't know if you can see this. Let me see if I can move this closer to you so you can see this. All right. So I'm going to whisk this. And it gets nice and fluffy. And then it also breaks the yogurt down so that it is, let me clean this up, sorry. Okay. It also just breaks the yogurt down so it's not clumpy. So once I get the yogurt, and the yogurt is, the reason that you're starting with the yogurt is because that has the natural enzymes, and it's actually the starter for this fermenting process to make your yogurt. So now I'm going to pour the rest of this gallon in here. Whoop, 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 careful. There we go. All right, so all of the milk is in there. Cleaning this up, and nice and fluffy. And okay, let me pull this back again. Okay. All right, so you're not gonna be able to see this, but there's a yogurt button here, and it's the reason. Let's see here. So the yogurt button. The iPots have a set time for this, for the yogurt. So all of these are already pre-programmed, but that means that you can also change it. So hi everybody. Okay, so I'm at someone else's house and at a friend's house, and I'm dog watching. And so the last time I was here, I had convinced her to buy a Instapot. The thing about these Instapots is like they're all like they just keep on revamping it, and so even like 6 months ago, the Instapot may have looked looked like this, and then now 6 months later it looks like something else. Anyway, so when I was like, so I have this. Here's the milk, and I'm doing what's called the cold method, and I'm just putting all of the milk in there with the yogurt, and then on my Instapot I could just hit yogurt and it just comes up, and instantly I can set the temperature settings. Okay, now I guess I went to the internet, and the traditional way to do with the pots now is that what they're saying is that you hit the yogurt, and then it goes into a boil method. You put the milk in, you go into a boil method, and then you pasteurize your milk. Well, I mean, I've always been buying organic milk, and it's already pasteurized. So I have never done that before. I've never gone and boiled it. So the only thing I've been doing is I just put the milk in here with the yogurt starter, and then just let it cook on low for like 8 hours. And I find that it's like perfect for me. It's not overly bitter. It's not, it just has just a slight yogurt taste, and anyway, it's delicious. So I did the research. This is a Instapot Duo Plus. And there's very little information about this on the internet. And then I looked in the user manual, and the user manual is almost useless for yogurt. It assumes like you push the button, you're gonna do the boil thing. But the problem is that I could never get it to come up and say yogurt. It always went up to boil. So, and I can't have it go to boil. What they're doing is they're boiling it and then letting it cool, and then they're saying push the yogurt button and then be able to do the fermentation. Well, I can't get this button thing to work. So this is what, so I hit the button, and then I played around with the temperatures, and I wanted to make sure that, and I double checked, I found another website. And for the Instapot Duo Plus, you want it to be on the temperature is medium. And I put it at 8 time-wise, so 8 hours is what I'm shooting for here. Okay, so we'll see what this does. It should work, and I'll just let you know. But if this isn't working, if tonight this isn't looking like it needs its yogurt, which I think it should. But I'll definitely be making yogurt when I get back home. But I just thought I'd do it like while I'm dog sitting. All right, guys, I'll get back with you as soon as this yogurt in 8 hours. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Okay, everybody, so we're making yogurt today. And so I just walked you through, and we have, okay, so here's the Instapot. All right, so here's the Instapot. This is the Instapot Duo Plus, and now it's off, and I did this for 8 hours. So I'm taking off the lid. This right here is seal and vent. This, this is not actually, yogurt is not pressurized, so it doesn't really matter which one you have it on. But here's the yogurt. And remember that I did this in the cold method, which means that I put this in the Instapot with the yogurt, and then also just as a, and then a gallon of milk. So, and you can see this right here is, it's pretty firm and very, very creamy. It tastes great. I tasted it. And so let me show you what I do now. Now, normally, I think I told you I'm at someone's house right now, and I wanted to make some yogurt. So normally I have a colander. I found this right here, which should work. It might be a little small, but that's fine. And then usually I have a cheesecloth, but what I found was this cloth here, and this is an old flour sack, and so this will be just fine. So I'm going to put this flour sack in the colander, and then I'm going to the flour sack dirty. All right, so I'm going to put this in here. All right, it is slightly more than, all right, so I might have to do this in stages, because my colander is bigger than this. All right, so I'm going to put this here. See if I can get this. Even that's too big. All right, I'm going to put a little bit more in here. Okay, and then a little bit at the bottom. Pull this up. All right, and there you go. All right, and normally I just do this so that I don't have to dirty up too many other things. So really my idea is just to keep the dirt maintained. All right, here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna let this sit just a few minutes, and then I should, it should be relatively quickly, I should be able to put the other bowl of yogurt in here as this goes down. So I'm gonna just fold this up, put it on, there we go, like that. And the water is draining out into the pot. And then as this drains, it'll condense, and I should be able to put this other additional bowl of yogurt in there. And so then what I do is I leave this in the fridge overnight, and it's gonna be really, really, really thick, and it's gonna be so yummy. All right, so I'm gonna clean up this little mess here, and then I'll be back with you tomorrow and let you see how it looks. All right, bye. Okay, everybody, so let's reveal the yogurt that I just made. So yesterday I created it in the Instapot, and then I let it drain overnight. And usually I use a cheesecloth, but I actually am staying with a friend. So this is, I used a flour sack, and it turned out just fine. So let me point this to you so that you can see what we're doing. Okay, so, all right, so what we have is, this is the flour sack, and I'm just pulling this back. And I like my yogurt, my hands are washed. I like my yogurt really thick. You know, so it's actually a little bit even thicker than Greek yogurt. But this here, I'm going to see about getting these little solids off. This is just where the where I kind of twisted it so that, and sometimes I actually press it. So sometimes I'll go like this, and I'll twist it up like this, and then I'll actually put some weights on it, and it just makes it even thicker. So this, remember, this is a gallon of milk. And let me see here. Okay, here we go. Now, just gonna try to pull this up so we're not wasting too much of it. I have to do this exact same thing with the cheesecloth, so this is no different. Okay, now this right here, you can see I can literally just roll this up. And let's see here. So just gonna get my 2 containers. I have at my house, I usually have like some big glass containers. So this is what I'm gonna put this in today. So I roll this up, I just grab it by hand and just put it in the container. So the outside of this is gonna be a little bit more dry. And the inside is, let me see if I can show you. So the inside is super, super creamy. Okay, so this is very, very mild because I did not ferment it. I only fermented it for 8 hours. That happens to be the sweet spot that I like. Of course, you can ferment it for longer and have it more tart. When this right here, what I also do is I put, you can put a bunch of seasoning in here and make a nice spread. They have a French onion, or the one that I really, the one that I use a lot is the ranch. The packets of ranch dressing is really nice. And then you can, of course, this right here, you're gonna just have it for breakfast. I do have it for snacks a lot. It's just so thick, and you'll just enjoy it. So a serving for this is probably about, a very large dollop like this, but that's about a serving right there. And I say that because it's just, this is what fills you up. You don't really need that, so you're not gonna eat as much of this yogurt as you would a regular yogurt. It's just so crazy dense. Okay, so then the other thing, whoops, I gotta sneeze. If you can see, just a reminder, this was a gallon of milk. So I make this about once a week, and it's just right for 2 people, for my husband and I. Okay, so this right here. Now this right here is the whey, and it is, it's very tart, and you can look this up, and there could be a lot of different uses for this. And things that I've tried is I've used this in soups. I've used this in, what else? I've used it in, I think it's, the sound is going way too high. 1 second. Okay, so that's better. All right. So this is the whey, and I've used this in soups. I've used it in smoothies. Because I have a garden, I put this in the compost. This is kind of, it's not your normal just throw it out kind of thing. Find some uses for it. At the very least, put it outside in your compost. And it's also, it's not like, I also have a septic tank. So this is actually, this has a lot of good things in it going on, like from the fermented things. So this right here has a lot of probiotics and things. So with the septic tank, it's like good for the septic tank as well. So yeah, anyway. So here in my friend's house, I'm just gonna put it down the sink. She doesn't have a garden. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this. I'm gonna, the next thing I'm gonna make in my IPot is the bone broth. So stick around. All right, have a great day. Bye-bye.